Marcus Chen wiped the sweat from his forehead and looked at the red sun setting behind the canyon walls. The mining equipment hummed quietly behind him. He had been working on this planet called Kepler 442c for 6 months now. Every day was the same. Dig rocks, find metals, send them back to Earth, sleep, repeat. He was alone here. His company sent him to this remote place because the big mining operations did not want to work in such a dangerous area. The canyons were deep and the storms were strong. But Marcus needed the money. His family had died in a transport accident 3 years ago. Now he had nothing to lose. Tonight was different. Marcus carried a bag of food waste to the disposal area behind his small living unit. The food was old and he could not eat it anymore. He always threw it away in the same spot. The recycling system would break it down later. But tonight he heard something strange. Voices. Small voices speaking in broken galactic common. That was the language most aliens and humans used to talk to each other in space. "Please," one voice said. "We can eat your scraps." "We are very hungry." Marcus froze. He put his hand on the plasma cutter at his belt. This was a wild planet. Anything could be out here. Slowly, he turned on his helmet light and pointed it toward the voices. 3 small creatures jumped back from the light. They looked like lizards, but they had wings folded on their backs. Their scales were dull brown and gray. Their eyes were big and scared. Each one was about the size of a large dog. Marcus had seen pictures of these creatures before. Dragons. Real dragons. He thought they were just stories. The galactic news sometimes showed them, but he never believed they were real. Everyone said dragons were almost gone from the universe. People hunted them for their special scales and organs. "You can talk?" Marcus asked. His voice shook a little. The smallest dragon nodded. "Yes, we learn from listening. We have been here for many days. Watching you. Learning your words. You always throw away food, good food. We are so hungry." Marcus looked at them more carefully. Their ribs showed through their scales. Their wings had tears in them. They were shaking not from fear but from hunger and cold. "Where is your mother?" Marcus asked. Baby dragons never traveled alone. Everyone knew that. The 3 dragons looked at each other. The biggest one spoke. "Bad humans came. They had guns and nets. Mother fought them. She told us to run. We ran into the canyons. We have been lost for many weeks. We cannot find her. We do not know if she is alive." Marcus felt his chest tighten. He knew what those bad humans were. Poachers. They hunted rare animals and sold their parts for money. Dragon scales could buy a small ship. Dragon organs could cure diseases. A whole dragon family was worth millions of credits. He should call the colonial authorities. They would know what to do, but Marcus knew better. The authorities might help, or they might sell the dragons themselves. Trust was hard to find this far from Earth. Marcus made a decision. He opened the bag and put the food on the ground. The 3 baby dragons rushed forward. They ate quickly like they had not eaten in days. Marcus watched them. They were polite even while starving. They did not fight over the food. They shared everything equally. "What are your names?" Marcus asked. The biggest one looked up. "My name is hard to say in your language, but you can call me Ember. This is my sister Ash. This is my brother Spark. We are from the Fire Mountain Clutch. I am Marcus. I am from Earth." Spark tilted his head. "Why are you alone, Marcus, from Earth? Humans always travel in groups." Marcus smiled sadly. "My group is gone. My family died. Now I work alone." Ash moved closer. "We understand being alone. We are sorry for your loss." The dragons finished eating. They looked much better already. Their eyes were brighter. They sat down and wrapped their tails around their feet like cats. "You can come back tomorrow night," Marcus said. "I will save food for you. But you must be careful. If anyone else sees you, they might try to catch you." Ember nodded seriously. "We will be careful. Thank you, Marcus from Earth. You are kind. Not like the other humans we met." The 3 dragons spread their wings and flew into the darkness. Marcus watched them disappear between the canyon walls. He stood there for a long time thinking. He went back inside his living unit and sat at his desk. He opened his computer and searched for information about dragons. What he found made him angry. Dragons were intelligent. They had their own culture and language. They built things and made art. They were not animals. They were people, but humans treated them like valuable objects, like gold or diamonds, something to hunt and sell. The galactic laws said dragons were protected, but the laws were weak and many people ignored them. Marcus read about dragon families. A mother dragon would die protecting her children. She would fight anything and anyone. If those baby dragons were here alone, that meant their mother was either dead or badly hurt. He looked at the picture on his desk. His wife and daughter smiled at him from behind the glass. They died because a transport ship had faulty equipment. The company knew about the problem but did not fix it because repairs were expensive. Profit was more important than safety. Marcus understood the baby dragons. They lost their family too. They were alone in a dangerous world. They needed help and nobody cared. Just like him after the accident. The next night the dragons came back. Marcus had saved all his extra food for them. They ate and talked with him. They asked questions about Earth and humans. They were curious about everything. Why do humans need so many things? Spark asked. You have machines for everything. Dragons only need food and family. Marcus laughed. That is a good question. I think humans forgot what is really important. We want more and more things. We think things will make us happy. Are you happy? Ash asked. Marcus thought about it. No, I am not happy. But I am less sad than before. Talking to you helps. The dragons became a part of his routine. Every night they came. Every night Marcus fed them and they talked. He learned that dragons could breathe different types of fire. Ember breathed red fire that was very hot. Ash breathed blue fire that was hotter but harder to control. Spark breathed white fire that was the hottest, but he could only do it for a few seconds. One night Ember said, Marcus, can we help you with your work? You give us food. We want to give something back. Help me? How? Spark flew up excitedly. We can dig with our claws. We can melt metal with our fire. We can carry things with our strength. Dragons are very good workers. Marcus thought about it. His mining work was slow because he worked alone. The equipment was old and broke down often. If the dragons helped him, he could finish faster. He could find more valuable metals. He could make more money, but it was also dangerous. If anyone saw the dragons working with him, they would ask questions. Questions he could not answer. We will be very careful, Ember promised. We will only work at night. We will hide if we see anyone coming. Okay, Marcus finally said. But we must be smart about this. Safety first always. The dragons were excellent helpers. Ember could use her fire to weld metal perfectly. Ash could dig through solid rock with her claws. Spark was incredibly strong for his size. Together they worked faster than any machine Marcus owned. Within 2 weeks, Marcus had found more valuable metals than he found in the previous 2 months. His productivity reports went up dramatically. He was making good money for the first time in years. But success brought attention. The colonial administration noticed his improved numbers. They sent a surveyor named Williams to investigate. Williams was nosy and greedy. He asked too many questions. How are you getting such good results, Chen? Williams asked. He looked around the mining site with suspicious eyes. Your equipment is old. You work alone. This does not make sense, Marcus shrugged. I work hard. I know this land well. I got lucky with some deposits. Williams did not believe him. I will be watching you, Chen. If you found something valuable, you need to report it. The company has rights to all major discoveries. After Williams left, Marcus warned the dragons. They needed to be even more careful now. The dragons understood. They had been running and hiding their whole lives. They knew how to stay invisible. But Marcus worried. How long could they keep this secret? And what would happen when someone finally discovered the truth? Marcus started looking forward to the nights. The days were long and hot and lonely. But when the sun went down, the dragons would come. They brought life to his empty world. The arrangement worked well. The dragons helped with mining at night. Marcus fed them and gave them a safe place to sleep in the storage building. During the day, they hid in the deep canyons where no one would find them. They talked about many things. Ember told stories about dragon history. Long ago, dragons lived on many worlds. They had great cities in the mountains. They studied the stars and made beautiful art. But then other species came to the galaxy. They wanted the resources on dragon worlds. At first we tried to share, Ember explained one night. They sat together outside Marcus's unit watching the stars. Dragons are peaceful. We thought everyone could live together. But the other species wanted everything. They did not want to share. They wanted to own. Ash continued the story. Wars started. Dragons are strong, but we are not many. Other species have millions and millions of people. We have only thousands. We lost the wars. We lost our worlds. Now we hide in the empty places. Then humans came, Spark added. His voice was quiet. Humans are different from other species. Humans spread very fast. Humans want everything they see. Some humans are kind like you, Marcus, but many humans only see dragons as valuable things to buy and sell. Marcus felt ashamed. I am sorry. My people should do better. We should protect you, not hunt you. Ember touched his arm with her wing. You are doing better, Marcus. You are helping us. That is what matters. One night Ash asked about Marcus's family. He told them about his wife Sarah and his daughter Emma. Sarah was a teacher. Emma loved to draw pictures. They were going to visit Mars for vacation. But the transport ship had bad oxygen recyclers. 20 people died, including his family. The company knew the recyclers were broken, Marcus said. His voice was hard. They had reports, warnings, but fixing them was expensive. So they did nothing. They said it was safe enough. They were wrong. The dragons were quiet for a long time. Finally, Ember spoke. Mother always said that greed is the greatest danger in the universe. Not weapons, not war. Greed. When people care more about money than about life, the whole universe suffers. Your mother sounds wise, Marcus said. She is, Ember said firmly. She is alive. I know it. I can feel it. Somewhere out there, she is looking for us. She will never stop looking. Marcus hoped Ember was right. He had done research on dragon families. The mother-dragon bond was incredibly strong. Some dragons searched for lost children for years. They never gave up. They never stopped hoping. The work continued. Marcus's mining productivity kept going up. He found rare metals that were worth a lot of money. He sent the shipments back to the company. His account grew. For the first time since the accident, he had real savings. But Williams kept watching. Marcus saw his ship flying overhead sometimes. Williams was looking for something, trying to figure out Marcus's secret. One day, Williams came back. I have been reviewing your reports, Chen. Your numbers are too good. Nobody finds this much rare metal by accident. You have help. Who is helping you? I work alone, Marcus said. Check the sensor logs. Nobody comes or goes from this site except you. Williams narrowed his eyes. Maybe your help does not show up on sensors. Maybe your help can fly. Marcus's blood turned cold. Williams suspected something. He needed to be very careful now. I do not know what you mean, Marcus said calmly. If you think I am breaking rules, then report me. Otherwise, leave me alone. I have work to do. Williams smiled. It was not a nice smile. I will find out what you are hiding, Chen. And when I do, I will make sure I get a share of the profits. That night, Marcus told the dragons about Williams. They needed a new plan. Working at the mining site was too dangerous now. We should leave, Spark said. We are putting you in danger, Marcus. We do not want that. No, Marcus said firmly. You are not leaving. We will just be more careful. Williams is suspicious, but he has no proof. As long as we are smart, he cannot do anything. Ash looked worried. But what if he finds us? What if he calls the authorities or the poachers? Then we deal with it together, Marcus said. I am not letting anyone hurt you. You are not just my helpers. You are my friends. Friends protect each other. Ember looked at her brother and sister. Do you remember what Mother said about humans? She said humans are dangerous, but they are also capable of great loyalty. When a human chooses you as family, they will fight the whole universe for you. Is that true, Marcus? Spark asked. Would you really fight for us? Marcus looked at the three young dragons. They were thin and scared and far from home. But they were also smart and kind and brave. They trusted him with their lives. Yes, Marcus said. I would fight for you. You gave me a reason to care about something again. Before I met you, I was just going through the motions. Living but not alive. You changed that, so yes. I will protect you no matter what. The dragons made a humming sound. Marcus learned this was how dragons showed happiness. It sounded like music. They decided to work deeper in the canyons, away from the main mining site, away from where Williams could easily watch them. It was harder work, more dangerous, but it was safer from prying eyes. The dragons showed Marcus hidden caves in the canyon walls. Ember explained that dragons could sense good places to dig. They could feel where valuable metals were buried. It was a natural dragon ability. This is how dragons survived, Ember said. We found metals and gems and traded them for food and supplies. We were never rich, but we were never poor. We knew how to find value in the earth. Working in the canyons was different. The walls were steep and the shadows were deep. But Marcus felt safer here. The dragons could fly up and watch for any ships coming. They had plenty of warning time. One evening, Ash suddenly went very still. Her eyes got wide. "Do you smell that?" she whispered. Ember and Spark lifted their noses. Then they started making distressed sounds. "What is it?" Marcus asked. "What do you smell?" Ember's voice shook. "Dragon blood, old blood, and something else. Infection, sickness, mother's blood." The three young dragons took off flying before Marcus could say anything. They flew fast and desperate deeper into the canyons. Marcus grabbed his equipment and ran after them. His heart pounded. He had to stay with them. He had to help. He followed their shapes against the darkening sky. They were heading toward the oldest part of the canyon system. The part that was supposed to be unstable and dangerous. The part Marcus was told to avoid. Marcus ran for 20 minutes. His lungs burned. His legs hurt. But he kept going. Finally, he came to a large cave opening. The dragons had landed outside it. They were calling into the darkness, "Mother! Mother, we are here! Please answer." Marcus caught up to them. He was breathing hard. He pulled out his light and shined it into the cave. At first he saw nothing. Then movement. Something big shifted in the shadows. A huge eye opened. It was the size of Marcus's head. It glowed with a dim inner fire. The eye focused on the baby dragons. Then it focused on Marcus. A voice came from deep in the cave. It sounded like grinding rocks and distant thunder. "My children. You are alive. You are safe." Then the voice changed. It became cold and dangerous. "And you brought a human to me." The mother dragon pulled herself toward the cave entrance. Marcus saw her clearly now. She was enormous. Bigger than a transport ship. Her scales were deep red and black like cooling lava. She had scars all over her body. Old scars and new scars. And on her side was a terrible wound. It was infected and oozing. The smell was awful. The mother dragon moved her head close to Marcus. Her breath was hot. Her teeth were longer than his arm. She could kill him with one bite. "Why did you bring a human, my children? Have you forgotten what they did to us?" Ember flew between Marcus and her mother. "Mother, stop. This human is good. He helped us. He fed us. He protected us. He is our friend." The mother dragon's eyes narrowed. Humans do not have dragon friends. Humans have dragon possessions. Humans have dragon trophies. Marcus knew he should be terrified. This dragon could destroy him easily. But all he could think about was that terrible wound on her side. She was dying, slowly poisoned by whatever weapon hit her. "Your wound," Marcus said. His voice was steady. "You need medical help. That infection will kill you." The mother dragon made a sound like a bitter laugh. "A human offers to help me? Why? So you can sell my body parts when I die?" "No," Marcus said. "Because your children love you. Because they have been searching for you. Because they need you. And because it is the right thing to do." The mother dragon stared at him for a long time. Marcus did not look away. He met her gaze. He wanted her to see the truth in his eyes. Finally, she spoke. "What is your name, human?" "Marcus Chen. I am Cinderwing of the Fire Mountain Clutch, and I have been watching you, Marcus Chen. For 3 days I have watched you with my children. I had to know if you were a threat." Marcus felt surprise. "You were watching?" "Of course. I am their mother. I found them days ago, but I needed to be sure about you first. I needed to see your character. Any human can pretend to be kind for a short time, but true character shows over many days." Cinderwing lowered her massive head to the ground. She was exhausted. "I am dying, Marcus Chen. The weapon that hit me was designed to kill dragons. The poison spread slowly, painfully. I have perhaps 2 weeks left, maybe less. The bee." Marcus worked through the night analyzing the wound. He used his medical scanner to study the poison. It was unlike anything he had seen before. The weapon was military grade, probably illegal in most systems. But laws did not stop poachers who had money and no conscience. The poison was designed to spread slowly through dragon blood. It attacked their unique biology. Human medicine would not work. Dragon medicine was rare and expensive. Even if Marcus could find it, he could not afford it. "There has to be a way," Marcus said to himself. He searched through every medical database he could access. He read research papers. He studied dragon biology. Hours passed. Finally, he found something. A research paper from a human doctor named Patricia Williams. no relation to the surveyor Williams. This doctor had worked with dragons during the colony wars 20 years ago. She developed a treatment protocol for dragon injuries. The paper said the key was not to fight the poison directly. The key was to boost the dragon's own immune system. Marcus read the treatment list. He needed specific minerals, specific proteins, specific compounds. Many of them he had in his mining supplies. Others he would need to synthesize. It would be difficult, but it was possible. He went back to Cinderwing. I found a possible treatment. It might not work, but it is better than doing nothing. Cinderwing opened one tired eye. Why do you care, human? You do not owe me anything. I lost my family, Marcus said quietly. I know what it feels like when the universe takes away the people you love. Your children should not feel that pain. Not if I can prevent it. Cinderwing was quiet for a moment. You carry great sorrow, Marcus Chen. I can see it in your eyes. My children are lucky to have found you. I am lucky to have found them too, Marcus admitted. Marcus spent the next 3 days preparing the treatment. He worked almost without sleep. The baby dragons helped him gather materials. Ember could smell which minerals were pure enough. Ash could grind hard rocks into fine powder. Spark was strong enough to carry heavy containers. They worked as a team, a strange team, a human and 3 young dragons trying to save a dying mother. It should have been impossible. But somehow it felt right. On the 4th day, Marcus had everything ready. This is going to hurt, he warned Cinderwing. The treatment has to be injected directly into the wound. Your body needs to absorb it slowly. Cinderwing nodded. I have survived worse pain. Do what you must. Marcus applied the treatment. Cinderwing roared in pain. The sound shook the canyon walls. The baby dragons huddled together, frightened. But their mother stayed still. She trusted Marcus. She believed he was trying to help, not hurt. When it was done, Cinderwing was breathing hard. Now we wait, Marcus said. The treatment needs time to work. Maybe a week, maybe more. Marcus stayed with the dragon family in the cave. He could not leave them now. He sent automated reports back to his mining site to make everything look normal. He told the company computer he was doing deep canyon surveys. They would not check closely. During those days, Marcus learned more about dragons. Cinderwing told him stories about the old times, about dragon civilization, about their art and science and culture. We were never warriors, Cinderwing explained. We created beauty. We studied the mysteries of the universe. We believed all intelligent species could live together peacefully. That was our greatest mistake. We thought everyone shared our values. We were wrong. Not all species are bad, Marcus said. There are good and bad in every race, humans, dragons, everyone. That is true, Cinderwing agreed. But good individuals cannot stop bad systems. Your human corporations hunt us. Your human governments allow it. Your human laws protect profit more than life. A few kind humans like you cannot change that. Marcus wanted to argue, but he could not. She was right. The system was broken. It valued money over morality. Maybe one person cannot change the system, he said. But one person can choose to do the right thing. And if enough people make that choice, things can change. You are an optimist, Marcus Chen. I am a realist. I have seen the worst of humanity. But I have also seen the best. There is still hope. On the 7th day, Cinderwing's wound started improving. The infection was clearing. The poison was breaking down. She was getting stronger. Marcus's treatment was working. The baby dragons were overjoyed. They flew around the cave singing dragon songs. Cinderwing watched them with gentle eyes. You saved my life, Marcus Chen. I owe you a debt that can never be repaid. You owe me nothing, Marcus said. Your children gave me a reason to live again. That is payment enough. But their peace was short-lived. On the 8th day, Marcus's warning system went off. Ships were entering the atmosphere. Multiple ships. Military-grade engines. They were not colony ships. They were hunter ships. Marcus checked his scanner. His blood turned cold. Poachers. At least 5 ships. They are scanning the canyons. Cinderwing struggled to stand. They found us. Someone told them we are here. Marcus cursed. Williams. It has to be Williams. He must have been watching my activity. He figured out something was wrong. And he sold the information. We must run, Ember said. Her voice was frightened. We cannot fight them, Mother. You are still weak. There is nowhere to run, Cinderwing said. They have scanners. They will track us. And I cannot fly fast enough yet to escape. Marcus thought quickly. His mind raced through options. Running would not work. Hiding would not work. That left only one choice. Fighting. But how could they fight military-equipped poachers? Marcus had some weapons. The dragons had natural weapons. But it would not be enough. Then Marcus remembered the canyon system. The geography. The mining tunnels. The explosives he had for clearing rocks. A plan formed in his mind. It was dangerous. It was probably impossible, but it was their only chance. I have an idea, Marcus said. But we need to work together. And we need to work fast, he explained his plan. The dragons listened carefully. When he finished, Cinderwing looked at him with new respect. This plan requires great courage, she said. It also requires great trust. You are asking me to trust that humans will do the right thing when they see what happens. Not all humans, Marcus corrected, but enough humans. I have to believe that. If I do not believe that, then my family died for nothing. Everything good in the universe died for nothing. Cinderwing studied him for a long moment. Then she nodded. Very well. We will try your plan, but Marcus Chen, if this fails, my children must survive. That is my only condition. They will survive, Marcus promised. All of you will survive. I stake my life on it. You already are, Cinderwing said quietly. They moved quickly. Marcus placed explosives in key locations throughout the canyon. The dragons helped him rig trigger systems. Ember used her fire to weld detonators. Ash used her claws to dig hidden spaces for charges. Spark carried the heavy equipment. Marcus also set up his communication equipment. He linked it to every open channel he could find. Colonial frequencies, commercial frequencies, emergency frequencies, even illegal frequencies. If his plan worked, everyone would see what happened. The whole galaxy would be watching. The poacher ships landed at the canyon entrance. Marcus watched them on his scanner. Heavily armed mercenaries came out. At least 20 of them. They had high-tech weapons and armor. They also had dragon hunting equipment, nets made of special alloy, tranquilizer darts, cutting tools. Marcus felt sick looking at the equipment. These people were not just hunters. They were butchers. They knew exactly how to take apart a dragon. They had done it before. Many times a voice came over the radio. Chen, we know you are there. We know you have the dragons. Hand them over and we will let you live. Fight us and you die with them. Marcus picked up his communicator. He activated all channels, made sure everyone everywhere could hear what he was about to say. This is Marcus Chen, independent miner, human citizen. I am broadcasting on all frequencies. I want everyone to know what is happening here. There are poachers on Kepler 4482c. They are hunting an endangered species. They are hunting a dragon family. A mother and her 3 children. They want to kill them and sell their body parts. The poacher voice came back angry. Shut up, Chen. This is not your business. I am making it my business, Marcus said. I am making it everyone's business. The dragons are people, intelligent, creative, peaceful. They have done nothing wrong. They only want to live. But humans hunt them anyway. For money. For profit. For greed. Marcus activated his video system. Cameras started recording, broadcasting, showing the world what was happening. I stand with the dragons, Marcus continued. If you want them, you go through me. And I promise you this will not be easy. This will not be quiet. The whole galaxy is watching now. Whatever happens here happens in the light. No more shadows, no more secrets. Behind him, Cinderwing moved to the cave entrance. Even wounded, she was magnificent. Her scales glowed in the fading sunlight. Her wings spread wide. She was huge and powerful and beautiful. The baby dragons flew up beside their mother. 3 small shapes next to one massive shape. A family standing together. Ready to fight together. Marcus stood in front of them. 1 human. 1 small fragile human. Protecting 4 dragons with nothing but determination and hope. The poacher leader laughed. You are insane, Chen. You cannot win. There are 20 of us. We have military weapons. You have what? Mining equipment and some overgrown lizards? Marcus smiled. It was not a nice smile. I have something better. I have the moral high ground. I have the first mercenary stepped into the canyon. Then the second, then more. They moved in formation. Professional, experienced, deadly. Marcus spoke into his communicator. Last chance. Turn around. Leave peacefully. Nobody has to die today, the poacher leader responded. You are the one who is going to die, Chen. We gave you a chance. You chose wrong. No, Marcus said quietly. I chose right. Maybe for the first time in 3 years I chose right. The mercenaries raised their weapons. Marcus pressed another button. The first set of explosives detonated. Not near the mercenaries. Near the canyon walls above them. Rocks fell. Not enough to kill, but enough to block their easiest path forward. The mercenaries scattered, confused. They had not expected this. They thought it would be easy. Find the dragons. Take them. Leave. But nothing about this was easy. What was that? One mercenary shouted. Mining explosives, Marcus explained over the open channel. I have them placed all through this canyon system. I know this land. You do not. Every step you take could be your last. The poacher leader cursed. He is bluffing. Keep moving. Find them. But now the mercenaries moved more slowly, more carefully. They were afraid. Good. Fear made people make mistakes. Cinderwing watched from the cave entrance. Her eyes glowed in the darkness. The baby dragon stood beside her. They were scared, but they trusted Marcus. They believed in his plan. Remember, Marcus whispered to them, we are not trying to kill them. We are trying to make them look bad. Make them show their true nature to the galaxy. Ember nodded. We understand. We will defend, but we will not attack unless we have to. The mercenaries split into 3 groups. They were trying to surround the cave. Smart tactics. But Marcus had prepared for this. He detonated more explosives. Each blast cut off a path, forced the mercenaries to stay together, to bunch up, to become easier targets. He is hurting us, one mercenary said nervously. So what? The leader snapped. We still outnumber them. We still have better weapons. Stop being afraid and do your jobs. The mercenaries advanced. They came into view of the cave. They saw Cinderwing. Even from a distance she was impressive. Beautiful and terrible at the same time. There she is, the leader said. His voice was greedy. That dragon is worth 10 million credits at least. Her scales, her organs, her bones, everything, take her down. The mercenaries fired. Not bullets. They fired tranquilizer darts. They wanted the dragon alive. Dead dragons were worth less than living dragons. Living dragons could be harvested slowly, carefully, to get maximum value from every part. Cinderwing roared. The sound echoed through the canyon. It was a sound of rage and defiance. The darts bounced off her scales. Her hide was too thick, too strong. Normal darts could not penetrate. Use the armor-piercing darts, the leader ordered. Marcus watched everything on his cameras. The footage was being broadcast live. Millions of people were watching now. He could see the view counter climbing. The chat channels were exploding with comments. People were horrified, angry, sympathetic. The mercenaries loaded different darts. These ones glowed. They were designed to pierce dragon scales. Illegal weapons in most of the galaxy. Weapons that should not exist. But money bought anything. Even weapons designed specifically to torture endangered species. Cinderwing looked at Marcus. I can take a few hits, but not many. Not in my condition. You will not have to, Marcus said. He pressed another button. The baby dragons took flight. They flew up high and wide, drawing attention. The mercenaries tried to track them, but dragons were fast, especially young dragons. They darted and weaved through the air. There are more of them, a mercenary shouted. Even better, the leader said. His greed was obvious in his voice. 4 dragons. We just hit the jackpot. Do not let any of them escape. While the mercenaries were distracted by the baby dragons, Marcus moved. He ran through the canyon using paths he had memorized. He came up behind the mercenaries. He had a plasma cutter. Not a weapon, really, just a tool. But in the right hands, any tool could be dangerous. Marcus targeted their communication equipment, their sensor packs, their ammunition supplies. He did not try to hurt the mercenaries themselves. He only wanted to disable their ability to fight effectively. 3 quick cuts. 3 mercenaries suddenly had non-functioning equipment. They swore and turned around. Marcus was already gone. Melted back into the shadows. He is behind us, someone shouted. Split up. Find him. No, the leader said. His confidence was cracking. Stay together. This is a trap. He wants us to split up. But staying together made them slow, made them predictable. Marcus detonated more explosives. Not to hurt them, just to confuse them. To keep them off balance, the baby dragons dove from above. They did not attack with fire or claws. They attacked with precision. Ember melted the barrels of rifles. Ash cut through armor straps with careful claw strikes. Spark knocked helmets off heads with perfectly aimed tail whips. They were not trying to kill. They were trying to humiliate. To show the watching galaxy how skilled and intelligent dragons were, how controlled, how civilized. One mercenary fired at Spark. Missed. Spark flew past his head and whispered in his ear. "We could kill you easily, but we choose not to. Remember that." The mercenary looked terrified. The galaxy was watching him try to murder intelligent beings who were showing him mercy. He lowered his weapon, stepped back, raised his hands. "I quit," he said. "I am not doing this anymore." The poacher leader pointed his weapon at his own mercenary. "You do not quit. You work for me. You follow orders." "No," the mercenary said. "I signed up to hunt animals. These are not animals. These are people. I will not murder people for money." 2 more mercenaries lowered their weapons. Then 3 more. They looked at the cameras. They looked at the dragons. They looked at their leader. And they made their choice. The poacher leader was furious. His face turned red. His hands shook. Everything was falling apart. His perfect plan. His easy money. All of it ruined by 1 stubborn human and 4 dragons who refused to die quietly. "Fine," he snarled. "You all quit. I do not need you. I will do this myself." He pulled out a different weapon. Not a dart gun. Not a net launcher. A military plasma rifle. The kind designed to punch through armor, through walls, through anything. Marcus saw it on his cameras. "Cinderwing, move!" He has a real weapon now. But Cinderwing did not move. She stood her ground. She looked directly at the poacher leader. Directly at the camera on his helmet. She spoke in perfect galactic common. Her voice carried across the canyon and across the galaxy. "My name is Cinderwing. I am of the Fire Mountain Clutch. My ancestors built cities when your species was learning to use fire. We created art and music and poetry. We studied the stars and found beauty in the universe. We chose peace over war, knowledge over conquest, and for that choice we are hunted, murdered, sold piece by piece to the highest bidder." The poacher leader aimed his weapon. His finger touched the trigger, but he hesitated. The whole galaxy was watching. Listening, Cinderwing continued. "I have 3 children, Ember, Ash, Spark. They are smart, kind, curious. They laugh. They dream, they love. They are everything good that intelligence can create, and you want to kill them. Not because they threaten you, not because they hurt anyone, but because their scales are valuable, because their organs can be sold." She spread her wings. Even wounded, she was magnificent. A living work of art, a testament to millions of years of evolution. "So shoot," Cinderwing said. "Show the galaxy what you are. Show them what greed looks like. Show them the true face of those who value profit over life. But know this, when you pull that trigger, you do not just kill me. You kill any remaining innocence in your species. You prove that humans cannot be trusted, that humans will destroy anything beautiful if it makes them wealthy." The poacher leader stood frozen, his weapon still aimed, his finger still on the trigger. But now millions of eyes were on him, judging him, waiting to see what he would do. Marcus stepped out of the shadows. He walked slowly toward the poacher leader. His hands were empty. He wore no armor. He was completely vulnerable. "You can kill her," Marcus said. "You can kill all of them. You can even kill me, but you cannot kill what we represent. We represent the idea that profit is not more important than life. That money cannot buy morality, that some things in the universe are sacred and should never be touched." Marcus stopped right in front of the plasma rifle. "So make your choice. Pull the trigger and become the villain that history remembers forever, or lower your weapon and walk away. Maybe even keep some small piece of your humanity." Silence. Complete silence. Even the wind seemed to stop. The whole galaxy held its breath. Slowly, very slowly, the poacher leader lowered his weapon, not because he had a change of heart, not because he suddenly became good, but because he finally understood. He had already lost. The moment Marcus started broadcasting, he had lost. There was no profit in being the most hated man in the galaxy. "This is not over, Chen," he said. His voice was cold, defeated but not broken. "There will be others. There will always be others. Dragons are too valuable. You cannot protect them forever." "Maybe not," Marcus agreed, "but I can protect them today. And tomorrow I will protect them again. And the day after that, for as long as it takes, because that is what humans do when they chew." 3 weeks later, Marcus stood in front of the Galactic Council. The chamber was enormous. Representatives from hundreds of species sat in circles rising up toward a domed ceiling. This was where the laws of the galaxy were made, where justice was supposed to happen. Beside Marcus stood Cinderwing. She had insisted on coming. Her wound was almost healed now. She looked strong and proud. The baby dragon sat in a special area reserved for witnesses. They watched everything with wide, curious eyes. The council speaker stood. She was a tall alien with blue skin and 4 arms. Her name was Ambassador Threll. She had been in politics for 50 years. She had seen everything. Nothing surprised her anymore, or so she thought. The council recognizes Marcus Chen and Cinderwing of the Fire Mountain Clutch, Ambassador Threll said. Her voice echoed through the chamber. You have brought us evidence of illegal poaching, of threatened violence against protected species, of corporate corruption. The evidence is overwhelming. The footage you broadcast has been viewed billions of times across the galaxy. She paused, looked directly at Marcus and Cinderwing. You have also shown us something else. You have shown us what cooperation between species looks like, what friendship looks like, what courage looks like. You have reminded the galaxy that intelligence and compassion are not unique to any one species. They are universal values that we should all share. The chamber erupted in applause. Not everyone clapped. Some representatives looked angry. Some looked scared. Change was always threatening to those who benefited from the old ways. Ambassador Threll raised a hand for silence. The council has reviewed the case. We have made several decisions. First, the poachers you faced will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of galactic law. They face centuries in detention facilities. More applause. Second, dragons are hereby granted full legal protection across all council territories. Any hunting, capture, or harm of dragons will be treated as a crime against sentient beings. The penalties will be severe. No exceptions. No loopholes, the baby dragons chirped happily. Cinderwing closed her eyes. This was what her species had been fighting for. For generations. Recognition, protection, justice. Third, Ambassador Threll continued, we are establishing a new position, Ambassador for Interspecies Relations. This ambassador will work to prevent conflicts between species, to promote understanding, to protect endangered intelligent species across the galaxy. She looked directly at Marcus. Marcus Chen, the council would like to offer you this position. You have proven that you understand what is at stake, that you will fight for what is right regardless of personal cost. We need people like you. The galaxy needs people like you. Marcus was stunned. He looked at Cinderwing. She was smiling. Dragons smiled differently than humans, but he had learned to recognize it. I accept, Marcus said. His voice was steady, strong. On one condition. Ambassador Threll raised an eyebrow. What condition? Cinderwing works with me. As an equal partner. Not as an assistant or advisor. As a full co-ambassador. Dragons need representation. Who better to represent them than a dragon who has lived through their struggles? Ambassador Threll considered this. It was unusual. The council had never had a dragon in a leadership position before. But then again, everything about this case was unusual. Very well, she said finally. The council accepts your condition. Cinderwing, do you accept this responsibility? Cinderwing stood tall. I accept. For my children. For my species. For all species who have been hunted and hurt. I will work to build a galaxy where intelligence is respected regardless of its form, where life is valued more than profit, where cooperation replaces exploitation. The chamber erupted in applause again. This time even the skeptical representatives joined in. They could see history being made. They could see the future taking shape. After the formal session ended, Marcus and the dragon family walked through the council gardens. These gardens were famous. They contained plants from thousands of worlds. It was a living symbol of diversity and beauty. What will happen to the other dragons? Ember asked. There are not many of us left. Will they be safe now? That is our job now, Marcus said. Your mother and I will work to find every dragon family in the galaxy. We will help them. Protect them. Give them safe places to live. Can we help too? Ash asked eagerly. Cinderwing touched her daughter with her wing. Of course. This is our family mission now. All of us together. What about me? Spark said. I want to help too, but I am the smallest. What can I do? Marcus knelt down beside him. Spark, do you know what changed everything? What made the galaxy pay attention? It was not big weapons or military power. It was the truth. It was showing people who dragons really are. Smart, kind, worthy of protection. You and your siblings did that. You showed the galaxy your true nature. That is the most powerful thing in the universe. Spark thought about this. So we keep being ourselves? That helps? That helps more than anything, Marcus said. They sat together in the gardens for a long time, talking, planning, dreaming about the future. Other beings walked past. Many stopped to stare. A human and 4 dragons sitting together peacefully. It was something many had never seen before. Something many thought was impossible. But it was not impossible. It was real. It was happening. And it was just the beginning. Over the next few months, Marcus and Cinderwing traveled to dozens of worlds. They found scattered dragon families hiding in remote places. Some were injured. Some were starving. Some had lost hope. Marcus and Cinderwing helped them all. They provided medical care, food, protection, but most importantly, they provided hope. They showed the dragons that things were changing, that the galaxy was finally paying attention. The baby dragons came on every mission. They were living proof that dragons and humans could work together. Other young dragons saw Ember, Ash, and Spark, saw how confident they were, how happy. And those young dragons started to believe that maybe they could have a future too. Not everyone was happy about the changes. Some corporations lost money when dragon hunting became illegal. Some governments lost influence. Some individuals lost their easy source of wealth. There were threats, attempts at sabotage, even an assassination attempt. But Marcus and the dragons always stood together. And more importantly, they were not alone. Millions of beings across the galaxy supported them. Ordinary people who believed in their mission, who wanted a better galaxy. 6 months after the confrontation in the canyon, Marcus received a message. It was from Williams, the surveyor who had sold information to the poachers. Marcus thought about deleting it, but curiosity made him open it. The message was short. Williams apologized. He said watching the footage had changed him, made him realize what he had become, what he had almost caused. He was trying to do better now, trying to make amends. Marcus showed the message to Cinderwing. "What do you think?" he asked. Cinderwing considered it. "I think people can change. If we do not believe that, then what is the point of anything we are doing? We fight for a better galaxy. That means believing beings can become better." Marcus sent a reply to Williams. Short, simple, he forgave him, told him to use his second chance wisely. A year after the canyon confrontation, the first dragon sanctuary was established. It was on a beautiful world with high mountains and deep valleys. Perfect dragon habitat, protected by council law, monitored constantly to prevent poaching. Dozens of dragon families came to live there. For the first time in generations, they did not have to hide, did not have to run, did not have to fear. The opening ceremony was broadcast across the galaxy. Marcus stood with Cinderwing and her children. They watched as dragons flew freely through the sky, playing, singing, living. "We did it," Ember said. Her voice was full of wonder. "We actually did it." "No," Marcus said. "We started it. This is just the beginning. There is still so much work to do. Other species need help. Other injustices need addressing. Other beings need protection. Then we keep working," Ash said simply. "Together," Spark added. Cinderwing looked at Marcus. In her eyes he saw friendship, trust, family. "Marcus Chen, when you first fed my children scraps behind your mining unit, did you imagine it would lead to this?" Marcus laughed. "No, I was just trying to help 3 hungry kids. I had no idea they would change my life. Change the galaxy. That is how all great changes begin," Cinderwing said. "With one small act of kindness. One person choosing to do the right thing. One moment when compassion defeats greed." They watched the sun set over the sanctuary. Dragons flew against the orange sky. Their scales glowed. Their voices carried on the wind. It was beautiful. It was right. It was what the galaxy should be. Marcus thought about Sarah and Emma, about how they would have loved to see this, about how they would be proud of what he had become. He was not just surviving anymore. He was living. He was making a difference. "Thank you," Marcus said quietly, "for trusting me, for teaching me, for giving me a reason to care again." Cinderwing smiled. Thank you for seeing us as people, for fighting for us, for showing the galaxy that humans are capable of greatness. Not all humans, Marcus said. No, Cinderwing agreed, but enough humans. And that is what matters. In every species there is good and evil, light and darkness. The question is which side wins, which side we choose to feed and nurture.